In the early hours of January 25th, 2019, what should have been a joyful day turned into a nightmare for 29-year-old Elizabeth Barraza. Outside her home in Tomball, Texas, preparing for a garage sale, Elizabeth was gunned down in cold blood by an unknown assailant. Despite the brutal crime being captured on a neighbor's security camera, the identity of her killer and the reason for the murder remains a mystery to this day. This is the haunting story of Elizabeth Barraza, a case filled with unanswered questions. It was around 6:55 a.m. when Elizabeth Barraza began setting up for a garage sale in her quiet neighborhood. Her husband, Sergio, had just left for work. A few moments later, a truck slowly approached the Barraza home. From the footage, we see a person, possibly a woman, stepping out and walking calmly toward Elizabeth. In an instant, the calmness turns to violence. The assailant fired 4 shots at close range, then casually walked back to the truck and fled the scene. The murder was swift, brutal, and shocking. Elizabeth was found bleeding in her driveway by neighbors and rushed to the hospital, but she succumbed to her injuries the next day. The footage from the security camera shows the killer, but their identity remains hidden by what appears to be a disguise, oversized clothing, and possibly a wig. The security footage is chilling to watch, but despite having this key piece of evidence, investigators have struggled to identify the suspect. The assailant's truck, a black Nissan Frontier, is a common model, and the oversized clothing and wig make it impossible to distinguish the gender or facial features of the killer. There are no signs of robbery or burglary, and nothing of value was taken from the scene, leading investigators to believe this was a targeted attack. But who would want to kill Elizabeth? By all accounts, she was a kind, loving woman with no known enemies. Elizabeth was an active member of the 501st Legion, a Star Wars-themed charity group, and was known for her generosity and enthusiasm in helping others. So why would someone want her dead? As with many unsolved cases, theories have swirled around Elizabeth's murder. Some suggest that the killer may have been someone who knew her personally, perhaps someone with a grudge or a secret motive. Others believe it could have been a case of mistaken identity, with the killer targeting the wrong person. The involvement of a hitman has also been speculated, given the precise nature of the attack. The killer's calm demeanor and swift departure suggest that this was not a crime of passion, but a calculated, premeditated murder. However, without further evidence, these theories remain speculative. Elizabeth's husband, Sergio, has been cooperative with the investigation and is not considered a suspect. He was devastated by her loss and has since been actively involved in seeking justice for his late wife, working closely with law enforcement and the community. The murder of Elizabeth Barraza is a case that continues to baffle investigators and haunt those who knew her. How could such a brutal crime happen in broad daylight, in front of a camera, yet leave so few answers? With every passing day, the demand for justice grows louder. Someone out there knows the truth, and until they come forward, the question remains: who killed Elizabeth Barraza and why? If you have any information about the murder of Elizabeth Barraza, please visit Who Killed Liz Barraza or contact the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Her family and friends continue to seek justice for their beloved Elizabeth, and every tip, no matter how small, could be the key to solving this mystery.